Indonesia. So beneath the lights of Jalan Besar Stadium, the battle for a place in the semi-finals of the ASEAN Hyundai Cup 2026 begins. Singapore in red, going from left to right on your screens. They are in pole position and they need to just avoid defeat to secure their place in the final four of ASEAN's biggest event. Indonesia in white, on the other hand, they must win to continue their journey through this tournament, which is the jewel in the crown of ASEAN football. Just the 1 point separating these sides, and it's a fierce and competitive rivalry between these two nations. An entire campaign resting on what unfolds here this evening. 11 previous meetings between these nations in the ASEAN Championship. Singapore with 5 wins, Indonesia with 3. The other 3. Confusion at the back. Who was defense early on? And Baker, who has been lethal, wasn't able to convert. What a chance for Indonesia. Coming together there between Izwan and Mala and Shah Shahiran, rescuing his nation. Super stuff. Well, you saw with the celebrations there, almost like he scored. That might be as good as getting a goal. So early pressure for the team in red. This is whipped in. And straight to Izwan. He's taken some contact on his left boot. And there have been changes to the laws of the game to try and move things on a little bit quicker. Of course, with the goalkeeper. Can't have him leaving the... has won the free kick. 33-year-old Mark Klok. And began his career in Utrecht. He's played in Bulgaria, Scotland and England before moving to Indonesia in 2017. Received his citizenship in November of 2020 and he helped Indonesia to the semi-finals at the 2022 ASEAN Championship campaign, scoring 2 goals at that tournament. Patinama. Oh, that's a good ball into the channel for Hay. First time cross. The white shirts were late to arrive. Offside. Here's the decision once again. If Hami isn't going to be able to continue, we can look at Shawal Anwar to come on and perhaps bring Song Young into the middle of the park. Joel Chu is another option to play in that part of the pitch. Farhan Zulkifli, another winger. You've got Saifullah Akbar. There's a midfielder. He hasn't really seen any minutes at this tournament. Ragnar Manguin. That's good work by Lionel Tan once again. Touch tight on his attacker. Finds a pass inside to Song Leon. It's Song who unleashes a shot. Patinama with the block. Ilhan. That's that run up for a throw. Not afraid to have a go. He's had a couple of shots already. Both have been blocked from range. "32-year-old Song Yong, such an important player." Sharing a bit of a joke there, Reinders and Ilhan. So 2 good saves made by Chaya Supriyadi. Song with the delivery, the outswinger, whistle has gone. Looks like it might have been Ilhan who was involved. Yes, it was Ilhan. A bit of holding, a bit of grappling. in the box. What you'd expect as a footballer. I thought the referee had actually pointed for another corner. He's changed his mind. It's going to be a free kick to Indonesia. Well, initially he was pointing towards the corner. He's just changed his call, so it will be a free kick for Indonesia in the 35th minute. What has been a pretty thrilling contest so far. In front of a great crowd, plenty of noise here at Jalan Besar. Players can't have any complaints about the playing surface as well. Wonderfully maintained. So Tom Hay will be stepping up to take this. He's got quality, and he scored a brilliant goal from a free kick against Timor-Leste from a similar sort of position on the other side of the pitch. Let's see how he does here. It's Hay, couldn't quite get the tip when he needed it. The 31-year-old with 3 international goals for his nation since making his debut on the 26th of March 2024 against Vietnam. Former Netherlands youth international from under 15 to under 21 level. Spent almost all of his playing career in the Netherlands. More than 230 Eredivisie appearances. As we have a look at the team stats again. A little bit closer now in terms of the attempts. Indonesia up to 4. And here they come again. Starting to get stretched a little bit. Singapore's defense. Pamungkas. Patinama with the cutback. Too much on that from Tom Hay. So I think he'll be pretty pleased with most of what he's seen so far, Gavin Lee, from his side. As we edge towards half-time. It's done. Norada. Ilhan. Taken down well. Clever with the back heel. Song. Good switch. Out to Glenn Quay. 3 red shots in the box. It's Glenn Quay who goes for goal. I've just been off balance as he hit that. Quay. Recently moving to the Lion City Sailors, formerly with Tampines Rovers, Glenn Quay. Scored 6 goals, picked up 3 assists in 18 Singapore Premier League appearances. Hami. Patient in possession, happy to go all the way back and recycle and start once more. After a lively start from Indonesia and Singapore, who have been very much in control. Good chances as well. Song Yong and Ilhan Fandi had opportunities to test Chaya Supriyadi. A bit too much pace on that pass for Lionel Tan to deal with. Dare not look back at this one. Mahmoud to make that pass. Here's Shane Patinama. Chopped in towards Baker. Marler rolls well. And Reinders winning back for the team in white. Hayes gets it outside. Wahyu Prasetyo over the head of Baker. Experience of Haris Harun just leaning into Mitch Baker. On the corner here. Or throw in rather for the away side. Patinama. And that is it, the whistle for half-time in Singapore. Halfway there, coming into this contest, needing just a point to progress into the final four. Shah Shahiran has certainly been the player of that first half, denying Baker a big chance in the first couple of minutes of this match. Well, there should have been a goal for Indonesia, but Shah Shahiran was there to deny them. And then Singapore had opportunities through Song Eui-yong and Ilhan Fandi, forcing saves from Cahya Supriyadi. So plenty of action at both ends, lots of chances for both sides, but we are still awaiting our first goal of this contest. Half-time at Jalan Besar, Singapore 0, Indonesia 0. Going from right to left on your screens, up against Indonesia, playing in the white. Crucial 45 minutes here. ASEAN Hyundai Cup 2026. This tournament celebrating 30 years of ASEAN football. And it has been a wonderful tournament through the decades. So much drama, plenty of excitement. We've had players who have been given the opportunities to make a name for themselves. And coaches as well. And there's always that regional rivalry, all brought together by the ASEAN Championship. As Noradam gets it away. Space ahead of Song Eui-yong. That space was shut down by Wahyu Prasetyo. There's Reinders. Coming off Marler. He made an important block as well towards the end of that first half of a Reinders effort. Vietnam against Cambodia, the other match in this group. Vietnam leading by a 0-0. Nguyen Bach. So they're looking good to book their place at the top of the standings. Flicked away by Shah. Here's Hay. Sits down Noradam. Clever ball by Tom Hay. Cut back on a Mongo! And he's put that away for Indonesia! A big breakthrough at the start of the second half! And it's for the away side! It looked like the chance had gone, but right down on Membangun, the second bite of the cherry, thump that in. And Indonesia get the goal that they were looking for. It's Hay here with his composure and the intelligence of this ball in behind, gets his head up, and the vision, the technique to execute. Indonesia's attackers being played onside. Lionel Tan tries to get there with the block, but Orang Membangun is just quicker to react. They're hoping for the offside flag, but I don't think that's going to come. In on Song, he keeps going past one, and he goes past Hay as well. Tan slips as he plays that in. Shot again. There's Tan. Bends it towards goal. Wow, shaky goalkeeping from Cahya Supriyadi. It just looked like he lost the flight of that cross. Didn't look very confident. Skidded off the turf. Well, just listen to the noise here. Over 5,000 in attendance at Jalan Besar. Majority of them hoping for an equalizer. Hey, no foul. Second phase of the set piece. Panning at the back. Ilhan! It's Ilhan Fandi again! And look at what it means to the crowd here at Jalan Besar. And to the many more watching on, including his father, Fandi Ahmad, in the stands. A simple finish in the end for Ilhan, but he had to be there to stab it home. That's poor from Indonesia. A mix-up at the back. Chaya Supriyadi colliding with Rizky Rido. And no problems for Ilhan Fandi. Harris Stewart playing his part as well. Not giving up on this. Causes a bit of panic. Credit to him for that. But it's Ilhan who might be the hero once again. That's his 9th international goal. And Singapore are going to be making a double change here. Hami Shaheen is off. Irfan Fandi is going to be on to shore things up at the back. Winning a free kick for his side. And they can send down the other end. Farhan. Singapore can gain some territory here. Farhan Hypens gets his body in the right position. Sudden. Trying to get on with it quickly. Shove it to the back of Nur Adam. Doesn't need to get involved in all of that. They're almost there now, Singapore. Hey, that's a weak delivery by his standards. They need a moment of magic from somewhere. And Indonesia finds some inspiration. Lovely turn. Sunil. He's floated that one in, not quite sure who it was for. Well, it's gone out for a goal kick. Tense moments on the bench as well. Substitutes getting ready to jump in and celebrate once that final whistle goes. Turnover with a throw, he took too long with that. Going to eat away a few more seconds. No run up. It's resulted in a turnover. Shah Shire was pretty annoyed with that from Noradam. But Singapore under pressure again. But they've held on so far. Here's Hay. Lovely work from Hay once again. Good shape on that delivery. Had to deal with that Irfan Fandi. Beckham. Irfan again. Sadil. Risky. That's going to go to Beckham Putra. Pamungkas. Beckham. That's well done by Shawal Anwar. Farhan releases Shawal. And Singapore can break. Do they go for the winner? Shawal into the box. It's Shawal! Denied by Jaya Supriyadi. And Farhan with the effort, a weak one. A minute at the minimum. Marla with the foul. Taking one for the team. Lovely turn by Tom Hay. It's been taken. Irfan is there, pops it straight back up into the air. Marla helps out. Hay. And that will go the way of the home side. How much more is added on now? He's frustrated, is Hay. On both nations coming into this contest. The players spoke of the privilege of playing under that pressure. And they have delivered for their nation. It's an exit for Indonesia, another group stage exit for them. As Fandi Ahmad celebrates in the stands, it's one of his sons, Ilhan Fandi, who scored the crucial goal. His third of the tournament and his ninth for Singapore. It looked like they might have been in a little bit of trouble after Ragnar and Mangoen in the 48th minute got the opener for Indonesia. But Singapore responded valiantly. And Ilhan Fandi kept his composure when Jaya Supriyadi lost his. So another famous night for Singapore at Jalan Besar Stadium.
And now give it up for your semi-finalists.
They
Singapore
have booked their place in the semi-finals of the ASEAN Hyundai Cup 2026. Haris, as ever, he'll be delighted with the result, but then straight away they'll be focused on what comes next. And it's a bit of a break before they go into that final four. And potentially looking at a semi-final against Thailand, and Singapore potentially hosting the first leg on the 15th. Hearing that Jacob Marla has been awarded Hyundai Player of the Match award as well. You could have taken your pick, really. Shah Shahiran would have been another really strong candidate, but it's been given to Jacob Marla. And pretty impressive performances from a number of players in red. And the Singapore fans have certainly played their part in this result. It's a draw, but it's a draw that feels like a win because of what it means. They needed the point, And they got it. What a night it's been at Jalan Besar Stadium. Another great ASEAN Championship fixture. Singapore 1, Indonesia 1.